Tonight on Team Voodoo Adventures, we're back on the Bayou hunting expedition lands, chasing bucks and bagging hogs. Duck Queen Carly Semo wants to harvest her first quadruped in the swamp too. We're also stopping in at one of our favorite places, Steamboat Warehouse Restaurant, for an incredible meal and a little history of the Washington area. All that and more next.
Today, we're back on our favorite piece of property to hunt white-tailed deer, Bayou hunting expeditions. This beautiful spot is right on the other side of the Henderson Levee. So quite a few of the swamp deer travel here during the rut season to feed and mate. If you remember, this is where I shot my last buck, this big ol' 8-point, with a little kicker. He actually turned out to be my best shot buck to date. An amazing buck to come across here in the swamp. We talked a little bit last time about the specific weather conditions too, and how it seemed like the deer were more active the worse the weather was. Well, this morning we decided to use that tactic again and head back out into the stand on a day with not so ideal conditions. And sure enough, we were seeing deer the moment we got in the stand. After watching several does grazing and moving around the plot before sunrise, it wasn't too long until this hammer made his way onto the scene. don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh, within days of shooting that first buck, I came out again. I called the guide this morning. It was raining. I said, can you put me on a stand? He said, not a problem. He came out following a doe. 7:15 in the morning. I am not sitting here for 30 minutes. Y'all just seen him. He's a giant. We're going to take a look. Guys, called Bayou Hunting Expeditions today. I'm done hunting over here for the year. That is amazing. He is stone cold dead right there. He didn't go 20 yards. The Sandman strikes again. Let's go put our hands on him, guys. I'm so excited. I had to take a moment to compose myself. Wow. Guys, that's 2 bucks in, is it 4 days, 3 days? 3 days. Goodness. Look at this. Man. Look at the horns on that thing, guys. Look at that. He didn't go anywhere. Look. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Guys, this rainy, cold weather we have going on right now. Look at this, y'all. Look how long those G3s are. And G2s. Look at that. Guys, he came out, he's probably 140 yards, I think I ranged. Sandman, put him down again. He didn't go far. Look at this. Look at those tines, guys. Look at that, right here. Beautiful deer. This is a great basin buck. If y'all ever want to go make a good basin hunt, give Bayou Hunting Expeditions a call. They're right here off the Henderson Levee, exit 115. They're gonna go ahead and put you on so many deer. Guys, 2 bucks in 3 days, okay? This one came out behind a doe. The one that I shot Thursday came out, he was checking the does from downwind. We're gonna have some 20-degree and some 30-degree nights coming up. Matter of fact, it's getting colder right now. The rain that was here this morning was what's pushing down that cold air. Look at this, guys. G2s, G3s. Look at this. Look how long he wraps around. We'll go ahead and put a tag on him. Y'all stay with us. We're gonna have more hunts like this coming up. After such an awesome morning, we decided to treat ourselves and pay a visit to one of our favorite restaurants in the state, Steamboat Warehouse Restaurant. Owner and head chef Jason Huguet have some incredible stories about the history of this historic building, all while showing us some delicious combinations with jumbo lump crab meat.
There's so much history to this building. They started building this building in 1819. They actually completed it in 1825. Years ago, the steamboats would come all the way from Mississippi through these little channels,
Those little bayous.
Bayou. And you look at it nowadays and you're thinking, how did those steamboats were huge. They were long and they were just wide. How did it fit in there? Well, years ago it was called the Opelousas River, and they say that it was a little more, it wasn't as narrow back then. They would come for years with like different cigars, grains, feed, whiskey, cotton, all kinds of different items. When the railroads began to come through and become more popular, it was an easier and more efficient way for transportation and to ship things. The steamboats just kind of went away.
Started disappearing.
Yeah. I'm actually the third owner. The guy who restored it, he sold it to Mr. Frank Elder, who was the one who actually took me under his wing and as a protege. In 1994, I graduated high school and I started here as a busboy, just trying to get a job because my mom was on my case. Like, come on, you're gonna be a loser, you know. So, you know, just kind of giving me some drive, getting me up, you know, off my butt. So, got a job over here, you know, busting tables, washing dishes, and so Mr. Frankie said, look, I'm gonna move you in the kitchen, pay you a little more, and I just caught on real quick, and I did really well. So he came to me one day and asked me, you know, if I sent you to culinary school and paid for everything, would you go? I said, well, you know, free education, sure. Like, I mean, who would turn that down? And I loved it. My heart was in it. And so went to culinary school, went to John Folse's Culinary School. It's a part of Nicholls State University in Thibodaux, Louisiana. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I graduated there in 2000, cum laude, and actually did some volunteer work, countless hours of volunteer work, just to get experience under my belt. And I came back, and eventually in 06, I bought the restaurant from Mr. Frankie, who pretty much was the one that gave me all the opportunities in the past. Can't go wrong, blue cat, jumbo lump crabbing.
He got the blue cat, I got the steak. Stay tuned, guys, there's more to come. Coming up after the break, Duck Queen Carly Simon really wants to bag her first deer or hog, so we're headed back to Bayou Hunting Expeditions for another adventure. Which one will she see first? Find out next.
Well, for those of us that work in the energy sector, these people probably recognize something right here called a valve. But we actually got our store doing much big items, from Caterpillar motors, heat exchangers, really large items. Size really doesn't matter when it comes to preservation with our material that's proprietary. There's no chemicals, no hazmat, no cleanup involved. Once again, we can wrap anything from the smallest item such as valve to the largest item you can think of.
Josh, tell me exactly where the need came from for Protec itself.
Well, many years ago, our owners were actually working in West Africa, and obviously the weather there is an issue, corrosion's an issue, but there was a mudslide. Millions of dollars of tools were ruined, and one of the guys said, hey, we can wrap this thing up like a Slim Jim.
Go ahead and tell me a little bit about this material.
Okay, what you see here, Jude, is a true moisture barrier, aluminum backing, all stuff. It is proprietary. It's a Protec Defender. And what that means is it'll hold the vacuum indefinitely. And so once we actually purge the inside of this container that we make any size, you get all the oxygen, all the moisture out, it's gonna hold the vacuum indefinitely. And this tool, 5 years from now, when you take it out, it's gonna look just like the day we wrapped it. So right now, the process basically begins by a piece of material being cut to fit whatever size tool that we're gonna preserve today, Jude. In this case, like I said, it's a valve. We actually heat seal the material together, and that makes a true moisture barrier. Once he's done sealing the material together, we're gonna purge inside that container with nitrogen. As I said, get all the moisture out. Once that happens, he's gonna vacuum seal it all up, and then that item's gonna be preserved indefinitely. It can be stored inside or outside. It's basically climate control in a bag. So basically, the concept here is to use nitrogen to evacuate all the air that's in that bag, all the moisture. The same can be done with difluoroethane, also known as canned air. What he's doing now, Judy's gonna take the heat iron, seal it up while simultaneously still pulling a vacuum, and that just ensures that the item's vacuum sealed tight.
All right, guys, they just sealed this thing up. They took all the humidity out, all the oxygen out. This thing's gonna last for years without rusting. Next time the crew's gonna come for this piece of equipment, they're gonna open it back up. It's gonna look like the same day it's gonna look just like it did right now.
That's right.
Guys, y'all go ahead and stay tuned. Check out Protect Defender for more of their products. So you guys have recently started dating?
Yes, a little less than a month.
Coming up on 2 months now, yeah.
Cool. I want to show you guys these 3 Chevy SUVs. The first one is called the Trax.
Beautiful.
Do you think it would be good for moving in together?
Moving in together?
Okay. Well, this is the Chevy Equinox.
Wow.
Nice.
Perfect for when you two have your first kid.
Give me some time.
Okay. This is the Traverse for when you have your 5 kids, 2 dogs, and 1 cat.
Oh.
5?
Well, no matter what stage of life you're in, Chevy has an SUV for you.
We have it all planned out, thanks.
Artco Equipment is proud to be a sponsor of Team Voodoo. And to all you Voodooites out there, we want to offer a special deal. 5% above cost on any UTV, any tractor, or any trailer. And that's only for you guys, the ones who are outdoors, just like Artco. The team here at Artco Equipment is proud to be a sponsor of Team Voodoo. And remember, when the only road is no road, it's Team Voodoo and Artco Equipment.
We are out here this morning at Bayou Hunting Expeditions with the Duck Festival Queen, Miss Carly. She saw Macy, got a chance to shoot a deer, and she called me and said, "Hey, my turn." So we decided to come out here this morning. We're sitting on a pipeline stand. Been raining very heavy and it's warmed up. It was extremely cold the last few days, and I think yesterday got in the 50s and today it's supposed to get in the 70s. Bipolar, Louisiana weather. We're gonna sit back. We do have a doe tag. We want to try to manage some of the herd. If a big enough buck comes out, we might go ahead and take that too. But y'all stay with us. It's a beautiful foggy morning. Plenty of ducks and geese flying around us. We're gonna see if we can put a deer on the ground. It is a doe.
Eh.
Go ahead. Take it off a second. Put it on her front shoulder and squeeze the trigger. Take your time. Take it. You see her? No. You're gonna have to sit up a lot.
Meh. Meh. Eh. Eh.
That's it, she walked in the room. Oh my God, that is a big buck. Oh my God. Well, the doe walked out and she was less than 100 yards. And the seat she's sitting on is, when she puts the gun up, the gun was aiming up. The deer was super close, so she needed to be higher for the gun to aim down. And I stopped the doe 3 times, and she... I thought I heard him running in the back. We stopped the doe. She kept on walking. We didn't get a shot. It's It's the last day of rifle in Louisiana, and this late in the season, the bucks aren't normally after the does. And we look back up, and there is a buck. We hadn't fixed the problem. We didn't put any, I have a blanket now. She's sitting on a blanket now. She's up higher. But we just watched a giant walk across the pipeline. Ladies and gentlemen, I am almost positive that is Ironhide. That is the deer we had been hunting for the last 2 years over here. And he just slipped through my fingers one more time. But it's okay. The morning's not up.
If that buck was indeed Ironhide, this would make it the third missed opportunity to take this buck. Ironhide, you haunt my dreams. Well, anyway, Carly didn't let that stop her. She was determined to put an animal on the ground and feed her family for a good bit. That afternoon, we were back in the stand.
I'd like you to shoot. You see the big one in the back? You see that? The big one? They all look the same. They all black. Hold on. I knew we were hearing something. You can't see the big one? Oh. Yeah, I can see him, but I think that's his ass. Which one? The big one. No, I see it. I can shoot his head, baby. Go ahead and shoot the big one in the head. Good shot.
I hit him?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's done.
Yeah. Oh, take that out. Take that out. You're gonna take Yes, he's moving. We gotta go get him.
He's done. He's done. Tell us what just happened.
I shot a hog. Came on a deer hunt and I shot a hog. And it's my first one.
They came in.
I hope you know how that pit big.
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of like sentimental. We heard something moving, hoping it would be a deer, but I think we saw about, what'd you say, dude, like about 5?
It was 5 of them, yeah.
5 of them, all black. And I think I shot the biggest one. Hopefully.
I think. Put that on your shoulder. Hot shot.
Which way you put it? The fire?
Like that. That's it. It's done. Oh, wow.
Is it?
Huh?
She got her a hog. This morning we missed an opportunity at a big old buck. They have plenty of hogs out here at Bayou hunting. I'm here with Miss Carly, the Duck Festival Queen. She called me up. She said, "Jude, I've never shot a deer before. Never really been in the woods to hog hunt, deer hunt. Can you take me?" I said, "Team Voodoo Adventures sure will." We put the smackdown on it today. How do you feel about the hunting? You like it?
Love it.
Love it? You
Had a
gonna
blast.
come with us a lot more?
Oh yes, I sure will.
Y'all stay tuned. More Team Voodoo Adventures when we come back. We tossed this big old pig in the back of the Yanmar UTV from Artco and headed home. And I think the world gained one more lifelong hunter to date. Whatever the circumstances, hunting is an awesome tradition. And while not necessarily an absolute necessity anymore, as it was in the time of our ancestors, if you're a meat eater, like the majority of human civilization, then the meat has to come from somewhere. If it's farm or factory raised, sometimes in less than ideal conditions for animals, then that's your thing. But for us, we choose to harvest animals in the great outdoors, untouched by other human hands, fed on the bounty of the land. To me, it's the truest experience of being human. And if you manage the game properly, obeying the guidelines set forth by Wildlife and Fisheries, then this is an entirely sustainable way of life, forever. We hope you enjoyed another adventure in the swamp. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube to see all our other adventures. It's free. And while you're at it, follow us on Facebook and Instagram too. I'm your host, no, not Buck McNeely. I'm Jude Mikay. And this has been a Team Voodoo adventure.
Catch it, put it in a jar to have and to hold, to save for later. You cannot trust it to come again, to wait for you to find a pen and fill the paper with the message that it wants to send. Grab it, hold it by its tail before it escapes. You know its ways and you cannot lose it, that's what you fear. So hold it up against your ear and very carefully listen to what it wants you to hear. Whoa, 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 find it sleeping in its nest before it wakes up. Touch it gently, you want it feeling completely calm, so you can hold it in your palm and help it grow just like it was born to be. Come, 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 come. Whoa, whoa.